Fridays, we hang out with the biggest music artists, the biggest names in the music industry in South Africa. And today is no doubt no different. His name is Anga Makubalo, also known as NaakMusiQ. He's a singer, he's an actor, he's a businessman, and people absolutely love what he does. He joins us today on My First Hit because, quite frankly, we got to take it to where it began and find out where he's at right now. Good morning, bro.
Good morning, bro. How are you?
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm hundreds, man. You?
Listen, I'm good. Just one of my colleagues was just going on about how she loves guys with tattoos. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Then I'm like, okay, it's because Naak is here, right?
Do you think it's because I'm here?
Yeah, of course it is. Because she saw you walk in. I'm like, oh, okay, it makes sense. How many do you have?
Bro, a lot. I mean, I've had many different sessions,
Yeah.
but everything is like a sleeve now. So I don't know if we count them individually
Nah.
or we count it as 1, 2.
Yeah, it's become part of you. It's like your skin. You don't know where it starts and where it ends.
So
yeah?
I'd say 3. I've got one on my arm,
Yeah.
the left arm, right arm, one on my leg, chest as well. So 4.
Is there anyone that you've redone where you're like, I wasn't happy with the original, let me just work over it?
No. I've always been clued up when it comes to ink, so I waited to get the right guys to do it for me.
So you don't do it when you're lit.
Aye, no.
Where you're like-
I do not make that mistake. Never.
That's good. Listen, it's also a reflection, I suppose, on how you've been playing your game in this industry. Because, when you started out, I guess when a lot of people were exposed to you, you were an actor.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what we knew you for. And then all of a sudden you started getting into music. And then that's kind of how the Naak brand started to grow a bit more. So we can talk about a lot of things, like, for example, where it all began musically. I know Move with Eltonic was probably your introductory song
Yes.
into the game.
Yes.
But there's a song that I think is the song that propelled you into a hit-making artist. And that song is a song that you featured on, done by Heavy K.
Yeah.
Yini.
Yini.
So I think we need to play that song, Naak.
Let's play that
Let's
song.
play that song,
play
ne?
song.
And then we're going to go back to where it all began. It's NaakMusiQ on 947. NaakMusiQ is on vocal and Heavy K is the producer of the song. It's called Yini. This is one of the songs that I think propelled NaakMusiQ into the realm of a hit-making artist. And that's why he joins us today on 947. Now, Naak, you had released 2 songs before this, right? It was Move and Ina. And of course, they were nice songs, But for me, this is the song that took you to that level that said, from here on, when I release a song, it's gonna be a hit.
Yeah.
And it was a different era as well. You were on Generations when Move came out,
Yeah.
right? And you were obviously an actor. So when you started singing, were people like, when's I'm doing, man? Was it like a shock to people?
Yeah, it was a shock to people. So actually, Move had come out the same year as my debut on Generations. Before, actually. But because of how strong the TV show was, and people made the assumption that I started off as an actor and then music came.
Right.
So Move had actually come out before that. But the minute people connected the dots,
Yeah.
that's when it started. I mean, a lot of people were even saying the guy on Generations and the singer, it's not the same person. Because on Generations, I was acting as a teenager.
Yes.
And I had to cover my tattoos because it wouldn't make sense that a 17-year-old
Yes.
high school boy
Yeah.
has ink.
Yeah.
So we had to cover that.
Right, but then as an artist, you had to reveal it. You had to
I
show
had to
it.
reveal it.
Right.
But now people didn't understand because there were arguments on social media where people were going, yeah, but Lona got a tattoo, this one has a tattoo. So when that tattoo was revealed on Generations, because it was starting to become too much for makeup,
Yeah.
wardrobe was complaining about how it dirties the outfits, so they had to reveal it. Once people made that connection,
It was over.
it was over. But then it also came with a lot of people going, we know these one-hit wonders.
Oh, so there were people who were doubtful about your singing ability.
Yeah.
Because of that whole thing. Just because you're acting, now you think you can
Yes,
sing.
yeah, we've seen it all. We've seen these guys that have one-hit wonders that act.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
And how did you overcome that? Did you feel then that you had to go on a mission to prove people wrong? Or was it just like, listen, one day you will see what I'm about?
Definitely the second one.
Yeah.
I mean, I studied music. You know, so I knew, and there were many things that were in the pipeline that were coming. So it was just a matter of just wait and see.
Sure,
You
sure.
know? And like you said, I think it happened with Yini. Look, Move and Qina with the DJ Spoo also did well.
Yeah.
You know, but I think after that, it's when people went, okay, yeah, I think we have something here. I think he can definitely do them both.
It's interesting because I was having a chat with DJ Cleo last night, and he spoke about this, incidental thing where you happen to be an actor and then you accidentally get into music, or you happen to be a musician and then you just accidentally get into acting. With you, it sounds like, it wasn't an accident, that you've always kind of wanted to sing.
Yeah.
But did you have an idea of what it took to be a superstar, a celebrity, right? Did you know what that would take?
I didn't. You know, prior to even making it on TV, all I wanted was just one song on radio. You know, like that was my dream. I said, I just want one song on radio.
Sure.
If I can be on a massive show like Generations,
Yeah.
as a cameo, I think that would be enough for me.
Wow.
Then I can live my life.
Oh, and then it happened the other way around.
Then yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, and then Move came and
Yeah.
it did well. It
Yeah.
was playing on radio, it was
Yeah.
on charts, and then I kind of started liking the attention that came with it, you know what I mean? And yeah, I just thought to myself, this is what I'm gonna do. I think this is what I want to do.
Let's talk a bit about that, loving the attention that you get from being famous and being well known. I mean, how did it make you feel?
Yeah, like anything's possible.
Yeah.
If you dream it, you can do it.
Yeah,
you know?
no, don't give me the PR answer.
No. For real.
When you're
I was
walking like in a mall, Naak, and like people recognize you, dog, how does that make you feel?
it feels. Fast forward 14 years later, it does have its moments where it's like, oh, I just want to have breakfast. No, I just want to eat.
I just want to go to
You
gym,
know?
like, you know what I'm saying?
But in the beginning, I'd say the first 5-6 years, man, I loved it.
Yeah?
I loved it. I mean, I'd even walk around and look around to see if anyone can see me.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah. I wouldn't physically say it, but I'd look around like,
Yeah?
yeah, okay, I think they recognize me.
Yeah. And they're trying to put a net, like,
Yeah.
Nguye.
Yeah, so that was amazing. Yeah, but fast forward 14 years later, dog, it's like, like you I wouldn't say you get over it.
Yeah.
Because there are moments where that happens and you think to yourself, damn, 14 years later and we're still doing this. you know?
Exactly.
So there's a moment of pride when that still happens.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a blessing
Yeah.
to still have it in you all these years later. Before we move on, obviously now you're starting to get a lot of attention, starting to get bookings and, money as well. What were you doing with your money then in the earlier part of your career?
Spending it recklessly.
Tell me more.
Spending it recklessly. You know, in my first year, by the 18th, 19th, 20th, I had 1,000 rand between me and poverty.
Of the month.
For the month.
Because things were happening in the past 19
I was just
days.
going out every single day after Generations, Auckland Park. I'd go to Melville, and it would be a vibe.
So there's receipts there in Melville and Auckland Park.
Every single day, bro. Every
Yeah?
single day.
What were you buying?
And alcohol. The specials. Buy one, get one free every day. You know what I mean? I just wasn't used to having that amount of money. you know?
Sure.
And a year later, I realized, in fact, I was kind of nervous because I was thinking to myself, if this contract at Generations doesn't extend for next year, all I would have achieved in this year is fame.
Damn.
And nothing else.
Yeah.
Now, these thoughts started coming a week before contract negotiations.
Ooh. Yeah, when reality sinks in.
Yeah, when reality started sinking
Yeah.
in, and I was like, damn, okay. If this contract extends, I need to be responsible
Sure.
in the way I spend. I need to find financial literacy somewhere.
Sure.
And they extended that contract. And immediately, I got myself a financial advisor, who I'm still with today, by the way.
Good.
And and then life kind of changed from there onwards.
NaakMusiQ hangs out with us today as we talk about where it all began and just some of the interesting things around his career in the earlier parts. We'll chat some more about how he's been able to grow himself beyond just the talent. NaakMusiQ, and he joins me on my first hit today. So, I mean, from the point at which your career started, having a big character on television on Generations, you went on to play many more characters on a number of different shows, and since Move and Yini, you went on to release many more hits. But then at this point, you were growing a brand. It was more than just about how well you can sing, how good you look, the roles that you play on TV. What did it take to build the Naak brand? And what are some of the things that you reflect on when you think back to how that journey went about?
Sure. For the longest time, I was always wondering, when your finances start kind of shaping up and things are going well, you're getting gigs, getting a lot of roles. I always wondered where to from here.
Right.
And I thought to myself, one day I'd like to venture out into business, but I didn't know what kind of business.
Okay.
So for many years, I kind of just kept on singing and acting while trying to figure out what it is that I'd invest in business-wise.
And what were you making more money from in that era of, doing the acting, high level and the singing high level as well?
Definitely music.
Right. so your music was paying you more than your acting?
Yeah, it always has. There hasn't been a time where the acting ever paid more than the music since I started.
Why?
I don't know. It's just how it is in South Africa when it comes to productions and stuff like that. If you get the fee that you feel, if you want the fee that you feel you deserve, the producer will tell you that's too much. And if you go, well, I'm not doing it, then they'll find someone else less talented but good looking to just fill in that spot.
And as many tattoos as well.
And viewers will be like, we wanted this guy.
Yeah.
But after a week or two, they'll be like, okay, he's all right. He's not too bad.
So are you then saying that producers in South Africa that make television do not respect talent enough to pay them what is due to them?
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can make it a respect thing. I think they just know that they know how to save when it comes to that.
So you're saying that the TV producers and the productions do have the money, but they're not prepared to spend it and pay actors and talent what is due to them.
100%.
That is ridiculous.
I think that's what it is with the acting game in South Africa.
No, but that's ridiculous because then how then do you create magic if you don't have the best on set?
Because you have to survive, Mo. You have to survive. Here's this craft that you're passionate about, but they're not paying. But hey, I don't want to do a 9 to 5.
Sure.
So I guess I'll just take what they give me.
Sure. But then thank God for the music as well, because that obviously did a lot for you. And even with that, is it more about like the songs or is it the gigging?
I think a little bit of both, but I mean, gigging is like your immediate income.
Right.
You get that here and now. With royalties, it comes after a couple of months.
Sure.
And it's important for you to make a big record because when royalties pay out, then you kind of see, and that kind of adds on to all the money that you've been making from the gigs.
Sure.
But also being on a show like Generations and being fortunate enough to be a musician, even if you don't have a hit out, even if you don't have a song out, you're on TV every single day.
Which is
and
wild.
they happen to know that you do music.
Yeah.
So we'll book you then as a musician.
Done.
You know what I mean? So that helped a lot. I think that propelled.
And which song
career.
made you the most money?
Call Out.
Really?
Yes. Call Out was a massive
Are you still making money from it today?
yeah, we're still making money from Call Out. It's quite the record, man.
Damn.
It's quite the
We're
record.
talking like 6 figures? Like what?
No, I know you're going to try to get into that. I'm not telling you nothing. I'm not telling Mo nothing. I know what he's trying to do.
Yeah, but I think what I'm trying to do is paint a picture, for somebody who's not familiar with the way this stuff sort of works. But I'm glad that there are songs that, you made a lot of money from without necessarily having to gig. But then, of course, the business side, I mean, you thought about it, and where did you land with that?
I got approached by some people, an alcohol brand who wanted me to be an ambassador of the brand.
Yes.
And I kind of said to them that, I'm over the stage of just like grabbing an object and
Try this.
try
drink
this.
this. Yeah.
I'm thinking more generational wealth. How can we work and see a way forward with regards to that? And they were quite open to that, and they said, okay, let's give it a couple months. Let's see how you do. In these months, we'll pay you as an ambassador. See how that works. And after a couple of months, sales were up. Things were doing well with the brand, and we discussed a partnership, and we went into that. And the relationship has gone so well that we're now developing a new wine.
which you're part of,
which I am part of.
and your face or your name will be somewhere on that bottle.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to make it like that. You know what I mean? I kind of just want it to authentically do well.
I see.
And not put a face behind it. Remember last year when the lists came out of what Patrice Motsepe and Johan Rupert owned?
Yes.
And none of us knew that for all these years we've been kind of consuming all of this stuff, not knowing it's them.
Yeah.
I thought that was boss.
that's what you look up to in a sense.
Yeah, I thought that was boss. You know.
So just going back to the original sort of partnership with the alcohol brand, are you saying that people bought bottles because you mentioned that sales were up? Are you saying that people bought because of you, or did your association with that alcohol brand have an effect and an impact on how much they were selling?
Both.
Sure. So that actually works.
Both. It works, man. It works because, even after that, we started thinking of ways where we can make this brand bigger. From. Now we're doing events. We're at fashion shows and we're like the lead sponsor for those kind of things. Royal Flush is a very kind of like it's chic. It's like we didn't want it to be the typical alcohol thing. We wanted it to kind of be associated with fashion and look cool and modern.
Well, it's working, which also means that the face and the tattoos and all that fame is actually paying off. We'll chat some more with NaakMusiQ in just a moment.
Yo, Mo.
Joining me today on My First Hit is NaakMusiQ, from where it began, how it's going, to where it's at right now. I just want to know, Naak, I saw Big Zulu posting a picture, a flyer of a fight that he's going to have, a boxing match.
Yeah.
And it reminded me, because I actually saw it this morning, I'm like, hang on, Naak had a massive fight with Cassper that he won, by the way.
Yeah.
Dubious win, but...
Hey! I'll actually explain that. You see that dubious part? Finish what you're saying, my G.
so I just want to know, who's next? Prince KB, maybe?
Nah. Yeah, I'd love to get him in the ring, actually.
Oh, so you would love to box with Prince KB?
Actually, yeah, I would have loved to in that. I mean, if he had challenged me at the time, I would have taken it with him as well,
Because you guys had some sort of beef around cars, and I think you posted a BMW, I think it was the M6.
Yeah.
And he said it's a trashy car, and then, so, I mean, would that be like a natural Prince KB, you're next in the ring?
I'm not into fighting. I'm not into the whole boxing thing.
Okay.
I was kind of at the Cassper and Slick Talk fight. I was sitting in the front and Cassper won. I thought it was great. And he was asked, who would you fight next? He mentioned Keenan. He mentioned Prince KB. And because I was there, he was like, and I see Naak is in the crowd too. I think he'd be great competition. But I've got no beef with him. So I stood up and I was like, bring it on.
Oh, right.
I knew absolutely nothing about the sport.
That's crazy.
Knew nothing about the sport, no. I had to learn from scratch. Trained, got fit.
Yeah.
6 weeks before the fight, I got a chest infection.
Damn.
The doctor told me, you cannot do any high intensity. You cannot do training at all. Never mind high intensity.
Sure.
For the next 4 weeks.
That's wild.
Now, we called the opposing team and we're like, yo, is there any way we can move this thing? Because when this guy is deemed fit to train, he will literally have only 10 days to train. Wow. Remember also, when you've been sick and you come back, you don't pick up where you left off in terms of fitness.
It's a bit of a struggle. Yeah.
And we just got a big fat no.
He's like, he's got a chest infection. Great. Bring him over.
We just got a bend. And this is the first time I'm actually ever saying this to anyone. And they said no.
How did you feel about that? Did you feel it was starting to get personal, or did you feel that Cassper then wanted to take full advantage?
Yeah, I was thinking that, do we want to win that bad? I mean, my coach said, there's nothing we can do about that. What do you want to do? I said to him, let's just do it. He says, look, there's no ways you're going to be fit in 10 days. Just try your best to remember everything we've learned. And most of all, just use your heart. Like, heart is going to have to come into this. Just don't fall.
Yeah, because your chest is already letting you down.
Yeah, like heart.
Yeah.
And you could see, like, Mo, I was a lot fitter than what I looked like in that fight. And a lot of people were like, these guys are huffing and puffing. And I was surprised that Cassper was huffing and puffing that much, considing that he did not have a chest infection. He did not have a chest infection.
So you beat him, and you still had a chest infection.
I had healed from it, and my doctor said to me, the first 3 days cannot be high intensity.
Yeah.
Please. So I had to do those. I had to tread lightly in those 3 days.
Sure.
And then the last 7 days, the coach is like, okay, we've got to train 3 times a day. In the morning, we're doing a 5K run. In the afternoon, we're doing sparring. In the evening, we're doing drills.
Damn.
And we did that for 7 days. My coach would have 12 or 6 different guys, right? I'd fight each 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds. And then I'd go back to the first guy on the 7th round. 8th, 9th, 10th.
What is the best of the best?
Yo. He's like, I want guys that don't know you, that don't
Yeah.
care that they're sparring with Naak, so that you can learn defense, my G.
Sure.
You know?
And was it all worth it? Even financially? I mean, how much did you make from that fight?
I made enough, Mo. Okay. I
What's-
don't know.
what's-
Did you think
what's-
I was just gonna throw numbers at you?
No, but every
No.
time there's, Tyson Furies and Mayweather fights, we know how much they make.
No, I'm
So
not telling you
what's-
that. I made enough. It was worth it. I liked it. The experience
Cool.
was good. It was so nice to see South Africa taking an interest in boxing.
Yeah.
You know, I even made a post afterwards. I posted Cassper. There's a picture that I took with him post the fight.
Yeah.
We spoke about it. He spoke with my team. He's like, I was trying to get this man down and he wouldn't fall. You know,
Yeah.
like, it was a nice moment.
Yeah.
And I'd posted, this man got the whole continent watching
Oh,
boxing.
absolutely. And,
You know?
and if there's one thing we need to give respect to Cassper is his spirit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you guys are cool, despite the fact that he wanted to smash you with a chest infection. But you guys are cool, right? I mean, you guys are cool.
Yeah, we are cool. Cassper
yeah.
and I are not friends.
Yeah.
But there's no need for us to disrespect each other. We're cool.
Yeah.
Anytime we see each other, we're cool.
Mutual respect. So
Yeah.
Prince KB next on the line.
Hey, Mo.
I mean, I would pay top dollar to see that. I'll
Mo
be
wants
dead
to say,
honest.
well, you heard it here on 94.7 with Mo Flava.
Well, I mean, it's a
The
true
next
story.
fight.
It's a true story. Okay, Naak, you've then been fiddling around with music, and you've got this thing where you're singing and DJing. Through the Dark, which I'm going to play now, epitomizes all of that. So let's get into that. Brand new music from NaakMusiQ. We're going to wrap up in just a moment. We'll chat about the journey going forward. Brand new music from NaakMusiQ, Frigid Armadillo and Jill Glaze. This one is called Through the Dark. The new direction for Naak and his music. Microphone on one hand, DJ deck on another. That's where you're at right now.
Yes, sir.
So this direction, where do you want it to take you? What are you hoping to achieve with the sound?
Global. This is an intentional crossover move. I think I've always been a fan of Afro House, Afro Tech,
Yeah.
techno music. You know, I've wanted to do it for a while, and I'm glad I'm finally embarking on that journey. That is where I want to go. I've already had 3 tours this year. I went to the UK twice.
Yeah, I noticed that
I
you've
did
been
an Asia
globetrotting.
tour.
Yeah.
You know, so something is coming. I think 2024 is going to be a big year. I didn't release a lot this year. I released 3 songs as an introduction. Next year, I'll be releasing tons of music to just really properly introduce myself
Sure.
to the rest of the world. Yeah.
Beautiful. All the best of luck with your new journey, Naak. It looks good and it sounds hella great.
Thank you, brother.
And Through the Dark is out.
Yes,
And you
it's
can get
out
it.
on all digital download and streaming platforms. You can get it. Yeah.
Done deal. Naak, all the best, bro. Thanks for coming through.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I've known this man for 14 years, by the way.
That's wild.
Yeah, every single year he's got me. Thanks, Mo. I appreciate it, dog.
Thanks, my dog. That is NaakMusiQ on 947.
Mo Flava on 947.